Hi, welcome back to Waxing On. Monday, that means jazz. A little different today though. We're going back to the first jazz album I ever bought. Now, it's not truly jazz. It's kind of jazzy, but this was back in 1972. We actually had something then, and some of you out there may be well familiar with these record clubs. You know, where you get so many free for a minimal purchase, and then you just agree to buy so many more over the next year or so. And we had a record club, we had a record and tape club, we had CD clubs, we had all of those going on. And this was one of the albums I got on my first purchase with the record club. Because again, not a lot of material available to me in some of the local record stores. And I lived in a small town at this point, not a lot of record stores to pick from. And this one, by a band led by James Last. Now, we did talk about James Last quite a few episodes ago. I just wanted to focus on this one album because it was a style of album that he put out quite regularly. You can see the title of it here, Non-Stop Dancing 12. Now, this was by no means the last Non-Stop Dancing album, but it was a style of album he liked to put out, and it got a lot of great music out. It was kind of very light big band style music. These albums were fun because they said, oh, it's a great party album, right? You got all these dance tunes, and the actual songs sound like they're recorded live. You can hear people milling around, you hear them talking in the background, like they recorded it at a ballroom or at a party. So it gave that impression that you were listening to a party while you were at a party. Good concept. Now, James Last, maybe some of you haven't heard of him, some of you may be well familiar with him, recorded approximately 190 albums. Can you imagine that? 190 albums in his lifetime. Just crazy number of albums he put out. When you consider a lot of other bands, a lot of our classic rock bands, if they put out 10 albums, it was amazing. Now, not only did he turn out 190 albums, he sold over, or maybe sold about, I won't say over, about, get ready for this, 200 million record albums. I mean, can you get your head around that? It's not just a gold record, a platinum record. 200 million albums sold. Like, you can't argue with that kind of success. He was a bass player from Germany, but he led these bands, put out these albums, and boy, were they successful. And here's why. We're going to take a look just at this one. You can see there's a lot of members on it. Unfortunately, they don't tell me who's playing on it. There's very little liner notes back in these days. Like say in 1972, I'm not sure when this one was recorded, even from that connection. I was curious because there's some great players there. I found out over the years and by watching some of the YouTube videos, one of the great trumpet players from England, Derek Watkins, was a regular member of the James Last Band. So that in itself is worth listening to if I knew which albums he was on. We'll be talking more about Derek over the next couple of weeks. I've got another special coming up that he plays an important part in. This album, again, not a lot of information. There's nothing inside, strictly just the record. A little bit about the tunes, who wrote them, kind of a promotion for some other albums that he has out. And he was cranking out a lot of albums. Now, the formula on these was he was taking popular songs, and he'd do a very short, peppy version of it, and combine 2 or 3 of these, or maybe 4 of these together into a medley that ran 3 to 4 minutes. And it's these medleys that kind of kept all the music rolling. Now, surprisingly, being from Europe, being from Germany, doing this kind of stuff, a lot of American music on here, a lot of popular tunes. That's why they're so popular with dances, because everybody knew the music. Okay, let's take a look at what he's got on here, just to give you an eye what we have. First track, Hey Tonight by John Fogerty. We've got She's a Lady by Paul Anka, ex-Ottawa boy, Paul Anka in there. What is Life by George Harrison. Now that's his first track. So we've got Fogerty from the US, we've got Paul Anka from Canada, and we've got George Harrison from England. We're mixing these all together. Track 2, Cracklin' Rose by Neil Diamond. We've got Rose Garden by Joe South. There's an oldie for you there. And then one that I don't know, and forgive me for this one, man. It's Ich bin verblitten in die Liebe. I know it's probably not even close, but you get the point. It's not one of the popular songs we would know. Third track, No Matter What, Silver Moon by Michael Nesmith. Oh, he really he really dug into a lot of more obscure players here. I mean, Joe South, Michael Nesmith, I mean, great with the Monkees, but he's doing some more of his solo-y type music here. After Midnight, J.J. Cale. Amazing Grace, a traditional song arranged by James Last. We got Love Story by Francis Lai. Like Sleep in the Park, one of James Last's originals. San Bernardino by Christie and The Man from Nazareth. There's side 1. Side 2, we're back into the hits again. Be My Baby, Phil Spector. Immigrant Song, Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant. Strange Kind of Woman, Lord and Gillian. The Push Bike Song, don't know that one. Look what they've done to my song, Melanie. I mean, we talked about Melanie a few months ago there. That's probably the biggest viewed video we've ever produced on this show, a tribute to Melanie. And like I say, here she is, one of my favorite of her songs on this album. Another one, I'm going to ask for your forgiveness, Oh One Comest Du. Then we move on to track 3, Paul McCartney, back with Another Day, John Fogerty, Have You Ever Seen the Rain, and a song called Manja by Benny Bendar. Ruby Tuesday on track 4 with Mick Jagger. We got Sunshine, another James Last tune. And track 5, Ape Man by Ray Davies. So Kinks tune in here. We got Knock 3 Times, Tony Orlando, and My Sweet Lord, George Harrison. You can just see the way he compiled this. All popular music, a lot of big hits, little short snippets put into a medley, and it just kept the party going. And with the party soundtrack in the background, again, you would think the party was going and it was a band playing, or even the music there, it sounded like the party was really happening. It's well worth checking out. I popped it on again this week. It's been a lot of years since I've listened to this, man. When did I get this? Gosh,
72.
Yeah, 52 years ago. Ended up picking up this album. But it was just a lot of fun. Nothing serious, very accessible to everybody, really easy listening. You don't have to be a jazz fan, you don't have to be a big band fan to really appreciate what he's doing in here. It's just some fun music. So something to kick off your week with. It's James Last, Non-Stop Dancing. Online, yeah, he's on all the streaming networks, sure he is. Hard copies, if you're lucky enough, you grab them. A lot of these older ones, there's not a lot of extras, right? There's not a lot of giveaways with them. They were very bare bones. You had the record jacket, you had the record, that was it. But again, if you can find that, it's a great album, a lot of fun. Check out a lot of James Last, you can't go wrong with that. We'll see you on Wednesday. We'll be back with another show, Classic Rock. Till then, everybody take care, stay safe. Thanks for stopping by.